From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at Noon, streaming now.
Thanks for joining us here for WRTV News at Noon. I'm Nicole Griffin in for Lauren Casey. Meteorologist Todd Clausen joins me. Todd, no snow to scrape off the car as I leave today the station, but I did notice some flurries out there, and it's still pretty chilly outside.
Yeah, you'll see a flurry or two here this afternoon. There's no doubt about that, I think, in most locations, Nicole, but it's not going to amount to anything whatsoever. And really all you have to focus on today is going to be the chilly temperatures. And these temperatures haven't really moved much at all throughout the entire day. If you joined us on Good Morning Indiana, we were at 29 throughout most of the morning, and now we're only up to 32 degrees here at the noon hour, still below freezing in Peru as well as Muncie and Columbus. And two of the reasons why we're not warming, one is the cloud cover as you take a live look here in Bloomington, and you can see the solid overcast sky. And we also have a west wind, so that's preventing us from really seeing much moderation in the temperature department. But tomorrow we do get the sunshine back, and that's going to help us out. Now again, there could be a flurry or two that'll drift in off of Lake Michigan, and there's still some moisture in the air. So don't be shocked if you see a flurry, but we're not looking at anything major like that storm system that's finally exiting out of New England. So this afternoon, just bundle up a little bit. You do not need the sunglasses. Mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures maybe go up another degree, and that's just about it for your high. But the sunshine does return tomorrow, and then it sticks around for a while. With the sunshine comes a warming trend as well. More on that, Nicole, in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thank you. The new coronavirus numbers are out from the state, and they remain high. Here's a look at the report from the state health department. 6,458 new cases were reported today. That is the second straight day of more than 6,000 new cases. Another 79 deaths were also reported. That pushes Indiana past 6,800 total deaths since the pandemic began. More frontline healthcare workers are getting the coronavirus vaccine today. This is the clinic set up at Ascension St. Vincent Health. It's where doctors, nurses, and other healthcare employees will be getting their doses of the new Pfizer vaccine. More COVID vaccines are also scheduled to arrive at IU Health Methodist Hospital downtown today. The hospital was the first in central Indiana to receive doses of Pfizer's vaccine. We heard from healthcare workers who were among the very first to get vaccinated.
There's just a lot of sadness with this. And so, again, it just makes today really exciting to feel like it's the first day I feel like I've came into work where we might start to win this battle.
I think that as healthcare providers, we have an obligation to kind of lead the way and to show our community that, we trust in our science and our medicine, and that, we need to start eradicating this this virus as quickly as possible, and we have a social obligation.
After today's shipment, Methodist will get another 3,000 doses of Pfizer's vaccine on Monday. While most Americans won't be getting a vaccine for months, the number of people losing their jobs in the midst of the pandemic continues to climb. Today, the Labor Department announced that 885,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits for the first time last week. That number has been slowly climbing for several weeks, and more than 20 million Americans are currently receiving some type of unemployment payments. Here in Indiana, the number of first-time unemployment claims dropped for the first time this month, but claims remain much higher than before the pandemic began. Extra unemployment benefits from the Federal CARES Act have been a lifeline for millions of people, but they are about to run out if Congress does not agree to another COVID relief bill soon. ABC's Faith Abube says a deal that could mean another stimulus check for you is getting close.
Help is on the way. That's the message from Capitol Hill as lawmakers signal they're still close to agreement on a COVID relief package.
I'm heartened by our discussions and our progress.
It's making progress, that's all I'll say.
The roughly $900 billion bipartisan compromise bill being negotiated would give struggling Americans an additional $300 a week in federal unemployment benefits and $600 in direct stimulus payments to most Americans. Both roughly half the amount Congress issued earlier this year. But it's the closest lawmakers have come to a deal in months on a second round of COVID relief aid. But it's not close enough for millions waiting for relief.
It's about time for them to do something for the community.
Ricardo Ramirez is among the many on the brink of losing everything when unemployment benefits run out at the end of the month. In just the last week, another 885,000 Americans filing jobless claims. That's more than 4 times the number of weekly claims filed just before the pandemic. More than 20 million Americans were currently receiving some form of government assistance, a sign of just how the fallout from the coronavirus is crippling the U.S. economy. This California restaurant expecting to lay off at least 30 workers today.
Right before the holiday, too. It's really sad.
An estimated 50 million people are also expected to go hungry this holiday season while waiting on Congress to act. But President-elect Biden promising to try to provide more COVID economic relief than Congress is planning once he takes office.
It's a down payment, an important down payment on what's going to have to be done beginning at the end of January into February.
That compromise bill also includes eviction protections and billions of dollars for small businesses and vaccine distribution. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
Faith, thank you. The pandemic has brought consistent change for schools as schedules go from normal to hybrid to virtual and back again. It's a challenge for students and it's a challenge for teachers. Joe Anderson is a teacher at Mount Vernon High School, and he's also a technology integration specialist for the school district. Once education returns to normal, Anderson tells us he will still make use of tools like Google Meet and online study games.
We've had a lot of conversations as a school and departments about how once COVID goes away, what tools do we make sure that we don't want to lose? Like, we've done all this work, and there's things that I never did last year that I'm definitely going to continue next year because they just work better. And it was something that I never maybe thought of to do if it wasn't for the COVID times and hybrids and virtuals and stuff like that.
Anderson says if you know a teacher who is struggling with virtual learning, there are a number of resources to help, and many of them are free. Exhausted but appreciated. Next, the special greeting that made stepping outside in yesterday's snow well worth it. Todd.
And Nicole, there's still a few flurries out there across central Indiana, but the trend here will be for the clouds to decrease tonight and for brighter days to return to central Indiana starting tomorrow. We'll look ahead to your Friday and your weekend as well, coming up when the news at noon continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back. They were taking students home from their school day, but before they did, some school buses in Johnson County had an important detour to make on Wednesday. Our Rafael Sanchez found out that the kids on those buses had some important people to cheer on first.
On the ground, you saw this.
Just to say thank you during this very difficult time in 2020.
But from the drone, you got a better view of the mobile parade underway outside of Johnson Memorial Health, a sign of support with Franklin Community School buses filled with young people and their messages of encouragement for exhausted and committed healthcare workers.
We've been so busy, so full, so many patients that when any of that support, it kind of gives us that extra drive.
I think it is easy to feel forgotten, and so that community support has helped so much.
The buses were also joined by Franklin Police, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office, and Bargersville firefighters, to name a few.
We know that they're tired. We know that they're dealing with a lot, and just having to put a lot of effort out lately. And we want to make sure that they know that they're supported, and that everybody cares for them, and that we really appreciate what they're doing.
This all comes as this facility and many others are weathering the global pandemic.
Time and time again, we need people to step up, work an extra shift, stay late, come in early, and they're doing it. And I think that it's great when the public acknowledges that.
That was our Rafael Sanchez with that report. Thank you, Rafael. In addition to that parade, hospital staff were serenaded by the high school choir as well. Well, they can't do a live show, so some young performers who have graced the stage of the Palladium in Carmel are bringing it right to your home. Coming up, we'll get a visit from a music legend to preview a special holiday performance happening this weekend. And the snow has moved out of the area beside a few flurries. Todd will be back with a full check of your forecast with what we can expect for the rest of the week. You're watching the news at noon right here on WRTV. We are following breaking news from the east side of Indianapolis. Multiple crews are on the scene of a large fire in an industrial area. This is a live look right now at that scene on North Sherman Drive, just north of 10th Street. We don't have any details yet as to exactly what caused this fire, and we are also waiting for official word on any injuries. But you can see the large cloud of smoke as our photographer Dave Franklin shows us the scene here. You will want to avoid this area. Again, it's North Sherman Drive near 10th Street. While crews continue to battle this fire, we will bring you the very latest details as soon as we have them. And we here at WRTV and others are working to make sure you know COVID-19 vaccines are not yet ready for the general public. But Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau says there are criminals out there who are counting on you to think otherwise.
Well, there's good news on the horizon with COVID. They are going to be having some vaccines that are going to be ready very, very soon. That's the good news. Bad news is the scammers are out there and they're trying to make you believe that they have access to some vaccines, that they have access to test kits, and that you can get these things without going through, the proper channels, getting a vaccine from your doctor or some sort of other related health facility, that type of thing. So be very, very careful if someone contacts you via email, social media, something like that, or even if a friend recommends something on social media that, hey, I've gotten a vaccine and, it's something out there that you can get. Trust the people that would normally do this, your doctor, or places that you typically go for vaccination, let's say to the drugstore. A lot of those places will give vaccines, or clinics, those types of things. But if you see these ads and these emails and things like that for vaccines that are available, be very, very careful of those. The scammers are wanting to make you think that they have access to this, and now that these vaccines are going to be coming out and they're going to be available to the public here, I think very, very soon, the scammers are wanting you to think that you can get those. So just be on the lookout for these fake vaccines, fake COVID test kits, those types of things.
All right, Tim, great advice as always. Thank you so much. Meteorologist Todd Claassen joins me again. And Todd, what can we expect for the rest of our Thursday?
What you have right now as you walk out the door at this lunch hour, Nicole, is what you're going to have throughout much of the afternoon. Literally, there's going to be hardly any change going forward throughout the daytime hours today. And then eventually this evening, that's when things are going to start to change. A live look in Bloomington shows the overcast skies, and those clouds, they are sticking around here throughout the afternoon hours. You factor in a little bit of a breeze as well, and it makes it feel like it's in the 20s. Now, the moisture in the air doesn't figure into the real feel temperature. That's between the wind and the actual temperature. But the dampness out there actually makes it feel even cooler. So that's why you really need to bundle up. With that actual temperature of 32 in Indy, it's only 29 in Tipton as well as Peru, 32 in Bloomington, and 27 is the current temperature as you make your way over into the Richmond area. The real feel temperatures again in the 20s, but I would think because of the moisture that's out there, you take another couple degrees off that. The bottom line is, if you are going to be out and about this afternoon, you just definitely need to bundle up with the hat and gloves, especially if you're going to be out for an extended period of time. Well, you could see a flurry or two drifting in from the north. The further north you are, a little better chance of seeing that flurry, but no matter where you are, if you do see a flurry or two, it's not going to cause any accumulation whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about that. The big storm system that brought us 1 to 3 inches of snow yesterday is finally wrapping up here in the Northeast, where they've seen over a foot of snow. In fact, some locations in New York State near Binghamton saw 40 inches of snow from that storm system. Unbelievable, the pictures coming out of there. Here, it's still cloudy this evening, but once we get into the late evening, overnight hours, that's when the clouds are going to break apart. And as soon as the clouds break apart, it does get pretty cold across the area. About down to 20 tonight in Indy and about 20 in Terre Haute. A little bit warmer up to the north and off to the east, but even those temperatures are in the mid-20s. Now, unlike today when we don't get into the sunshine, tomorrow, even though it's a colder start, with the sunshine, temperatures will start to moderate back up to seasonable levels in the mid-30s, although the clouds do gather a little bit throughout the daytime hours tomorrow. And a little system sneaks through the area Saturday morning, and there could be a little chance of a wintry precipitation with that, but it goes through pretty quick. And by Saturday afternoon, we're looking at partly cloudy skies and a high temperature of 41. And then Sunday through midday Wednesday is really a pretty nice stretch of weather for mid to late December. Nicole, with plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will be in the mid-40s. I know that's not what people want to hear if they're hoping for a white Christmas. All the snow that we have out there obviously going to melt away very quickly with those temperatures in the 40s.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Well, you may have seen some of their first public performances as part of the Songbook Academy competitions in Carmel. Now they hope to bring some holiday cheer to your homes. The creator of the Songbook Academy, singer and music historian Michael Feinstein, sat down with us as he is the host of this live streaming holiday show that's happening this Saturday.
It's called 12 Songs of the Season, a virtual holiday special, and we asked all of the participants from the previous Songbook events, our Songbook Academies, to join us to sing a song. We have 12 participants and a number of Songbook Award ambassadors through past years who are all going to do their favorite holiday songs in different settings and all kinds of amazing, innovative and interesting accompaniments and different treatments. So we have Sadie Fridley, who's our most recent Songbook ambassador, and Julia Goodwin and Nick Ziobro and Anna Yoakum, and our first ambassador, Julia Bonet. And I give a lot of background information about the songs, and I sing a little bit too, and we show memorabilia. I show off some of the memorabilia relating to holiday time from the interstitials in between. We have a snow globe that Irving Berlin gave to Rosemary Clooney when they filmed White Christmas, and I talk about that. So it's just a presentation of great songs with amazing youthful talent from our Songbook Foundation ambassadors, and sharing of the memorabilia just to celebrate the season in grand style. It's fun to be able to share a story or an anecdote that was shared with me personally by one of the creators of the songs, and to pass it on. And knowing a little bit about the background of a song makes people hear it differently. And that's what I like about it, because having a little bit of the story, then you listen in a different way and it makes it more personal. I think that there has been a sort of attrition in the sense that always the best songs survive. And I think that the songs that are not as much about sleigh bells and Santa Claus and mistletoe, but are about the genuine emotions of this season, are the ones that are best loved, like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, or the Christmas song, or White Christmas, that have the genuine emotion connected to them. Because it's fun to sing about Santa and sleigh bells, but how deeply can you invest your emotions in that? You know, it's fun and it's up. But to look at the depth of what this season offers, and the genuine meaning of Christmas for people of a particular faith, and also what it's come to mean for the world in unity, I think is what we all strive to share at this time.
Well, much thanks to Michael Feinstein for joining us. 12 Songs of the Season is streaming free this Saturday night at 8 o'clock. You can register to watch the show at thesongbook.org/holiday. More news and one last check of your forecast are next here on the News at Noon. This is the time of year when you may gather around the fire, or if you don't have a fireplace, maybe you put on one of those Yule log videos on your TV to create some holiday warmth. But there was one YouTube creator that thought 2020 needed a special kind of fire this season. All right, well, yep, that is a dumpster fire. The Canadian content group AM/FM created this video that you can play for 1 solid hour. The group says it's a fitting into a year none of us will forget, though, Todd, that's exactly what many of us would like to do, for sure.
That just made me laugh. And I started reading, and I looked at the TV, and I saw it. But I think that's the way many people are feeling here this year. All right, lots of clouds, a few flurries this afternoon. 33 degrees. We get the sunshine back tomorrow, a little bit warmer, and then the 40s return starting on Saturday, Nicole.
All right, Todd, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a great day.